are we now ready for the last educational block? Are we ready? Yes, okay. Startups, are we ready? Yes. Judges, are we ready? Very good. So just very quick reminder, we're going to be dabbling into the educational slot, which is all about acquisition of knowledge and skills of all stages, from initial to professional training. And the rules, always easy, 3 minutes sharp. I'm going to be the evil Grinch to push you out. And we will have time, hopefully, for 2 very quick questions from the judges. You'll be judged in innovation, scalability, team viability, and investability. Ready? And let me introduce you our judges, which in this case, it's much smaller, so I kind of appreciate that. So please welcome our judges. Big applause for Rufo de la Rosa, for Founders Capital. Rufo, good to see you again. Big applause, come on. Roger Blanch, Bank Sabadell, Álvaro Gutiérrez de Caviades, BBVA, well, you can keep on going, it's a list. Álvaro Álvarez del Río, Boost Capital, Haig Tollerud, Bright Eye, big applause. Ignacio Prieto, Correcto, José Ramón Ferreira from Endesa, Tom Hersey from Oenic Fund. You can keep on applauding, come on, we're nearly there. Álvaro González de Gor from Faraday Ventures, Cristina Guzmán from Fondo Bolsa Social, Jordi Ferran Penina from Inverready, Belén Espejo from Telefónica, and our good friends from Zubi Capital, Mark Wash. Thank you, judges, for joining us. And now, let's go with the first startup. We're flying all the way to the UK for something that, as a self-learner, actually, I'm both a self-learner and a parent. This is actually interesting because what if we could have an app that it's so addictive that people keep using it to learn, especially kids? So parents save on tuition. I don't know if I would save on tuition, but I can tell you this, it will save me a lot of headaches with fighting with my kids. So please welcome our first startup, Kirill Slavin, co-founder and CEO of Academator. Here you go. Here. I think you missed something.
Oh, right. Right. Excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, EdTech founders, lovers, and aficionados, let me introduce Academator.com. We make the best private tuition affordable because this is a market we really like. It's big, 150 billion, and inefficient, tutors are expensive, and quality is very, very uncertain. So our solution is very simple, to replace human private teachers fully by machines. Not a system, just fully replace them. And our robot tutors are virtually indistinguishable from human teachers on Zoom calls. They're just more competent, more engaging, and adaptable in real time, not like in 6 months, like humans. We are a Cambridge-born deep tech startup, and I'm not going to reveal all parts of secret sauce, just a couple of things. In terms of engagement, what most people do is gamification. We think it's very shallow, and we go deeper, appealing directly to primordial instincts, reflexes, and hormone-release nudges, to early works of Demis Hassabis when he was still a theologian, and Dr. Kogan, also Cambridge-based. He was founder of Cambridge Analytica. So, and in terms of adaptability, we do clusterization of data so that we'd know everything about you after 5 or 6, that sort of fork logic questions. So we'll clusterize you with other users, and after 5 or 6 things like that, we'll know everything about you, so we can personalize very, very quickly. We're exited founders. My co-founder, Victor, built Trabeja.com in Barcelona, the second biggest marketplace in Spain for domestic services. I, as a founder, built a fintech, and as a chief exec, I pivoted a CyberDecacon from B2C to B2B, which put me on the UK top 50 tech exec list, funnily enough. We have excellent, strong, unique economics, 75% marginality. And what we're doing next is targeting 30 million sales just in the UK, just from us. Only sales target, not the market. Market is bigger. And we're going to market via private tutors, which is funny enough because they are going to be extinct. And we don't have a product yet, but we have sales through our MVP because we are hot, super hot and cool. Thank you.
Straight on point. Thank you. Okay, judges, questions for Kirill? Do we have any questions? Come on, there you go. You're smaller compared to the other ones,
I was
but
expecting
powerful.
from bright eyes.
Hi there, Alvaro from Boost Capital. My question is, what do you use to measure physiological markers? What you were describing, that you were mentioning, what do you use? Do you have any type of hardware?
Physiological markers, just eyeballs movements. And we've been tinkering with two solutions. Not quite sure what weight to assign to those parameters. We're just experimenting. So maybe like something between 2% and 10% in terms of adaptability.
Okay, we're not. Sorry. Next time you're going to be faster. Thank you very much. Big applause for Kirill. Thank you. Okay, so there's a huge issue with tuition and paying tuition. To a certain degree, we're fairly lucky, at least here in Spain, most of Europe, with the prices for tuition, but this is really getting out of hand in other regions like the US. Now, even here, we still have issues sometimes with getting and paying, being able to pay for tuition. And precisely to create a one-stop shop to help students be able to pay for their tuition, for their future, I want to welcome our second startup. Big applause to the CEO of Becas, Bosco González del Valle.
No? Oh, okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming. I'm Bosco. I'm the CEO of Becas. And let's start with what we do. We promote sustainable and quality education for everybody. What do we strive for? Enabling students to pursue their dream job by tearing down the socioeconomic barriers for this education. No? What's happening? In Europe, there are around 5 million jobs, vacancies, despite having 11 million people unemployed. This is quite weird, okay? But it is estimated that by 2030, there's going to be 30% of the global workforce will need to upskill or skill in order to access to a qualified job. What's the big problem here? Students can't afford to pay their tuition to do this training. So we've developed a solution. We call it, now that's very famous, Study Now, Pay Later. Okay? We have designed a platform for students and education providers, helping students with financing, repayment, and course discovery. Everything's around the ISA, which is the income sharing agreement, where we pay the students tuition, and we only get repaid when the student has a qualified job. We have other verticals, like our marketplace and our servicing, where we have online portal to promote the courses of our boot camps and masters, and a servicing where we manage the financing, repayments, and there are also 2 revenue streams, but our core business model is around the ISA. This is okay, but our secret weapon is our scoring, okay? We obviously don't give the money to everyone. We only give the money to top-notch students, and we've called it Cosmos, okay? It's an in-house employability scoring, and our Custodia, which is an employment tracker. We see when the students are getting, where they're working and how much they're earning. And we want to provide financing candidates with meet our employability criteria. We're actually investing in students which have like a high employability so that we can charge back. There's obviously a massive growing underpenetrated market, macroeconomic tailwind, which is reskilling or upskilling that everyone hears around. Our initial focus on go-to-market is high employability boot camps, but there's a blue ocean beyond boot camps like grants, professional training, etc. This sector is trusted by top-tier investors like SoftBanks, etc., and we think we're the only company which has the ISA financing, servicing a marketplace all in one. Our strong metrics in our initial phase, we've deployed more than 3 million euros with more than 50 schools and more than 600 students. Important thing is 50% of our GMV is gross margin, this is very, very interesting, quite profitable, and we've also have a revenue streams of servicing and marketplace. And obviously we have a top-notch team, which an important fact is lots of them, as you see, are from Ironhack, Multiply College. They're actually bootcamps where we work with, and validates our model, and that's the 3 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, Oscar. Okay, questions. You get the first one.
Hi, Tom Olsey from Aonic here. So quick question with regards to international scalability, particularly with regard to the scraping of the salary data later. What's the potential? What barriers are you going to find to doing this on a more global level?
Yeah, that's obviously the scalability question. First of all, is there's a huge market in each country because it's a growing market and there isn't lots of providers. In Spain, we're 3-4 players now. We have 3 APIs which we can develop in-house, which in each country would give us this scoring of the social security of each country. Obviously, it's not a SaaS B2B where you open in 30 countries changing the model, but it's let's say that in each country it's very profitable, like as a country, and with a few APIs and with our verticals of marketplace and servicing, we can start with them and then start deploying the money. It's not that we need to start deploying money in each country that we want to open. But yeah, it's a technological barrier.
I'm not sure Tom is convinced.
Oh, you mean abroad, like someone goes abroad?
Yeah, what if they study in one place and then work abroad?
Yeah, of course.
How does that work?
Right now, like everyone, all of our students...
Very, very short.
Sorry, they're in Spain, but like huge competitors like Microverse that everybody knows, for example. Like there's like a tracking, but not technological inputs yet to charge them, but obviously you can't have the APIs of all of the countries around the world.
Big applause for Bosco. Thank you very much. Thank you, Tom, for the question. Okay, now we're moving all the way to Portugal. There's a big shift in the educational industry in general of like, instead of working by reading the book, learning by doing projects, hands-on, but designing curricula for that and using project-driven education is not as easy as it sounds. There's a lot involved there. And precisely our next startup is trying to fix that. How do we create a project-based learning tool to empower educators to use it extensively? So please welcome our next startup, Joao Borges, CEO from DreamShaper.
Hello. Well, so I'm João, co-founder and CEO of DreamShaper, and at DreamShaper we have a big dream that is living in a world where everyone, despite their personal, academic or social background, is able to create and shape their own dreams. And we strongly believe that changing education and adapting education to the real motivations and needs of today's students, it's the right way to do it. Educational institutions widely agree with it, although they struggle with innovation, and especially with innovation in scale. So that's where DreamShaper comes, to help learning and teaching institutions to introduce and scale project-based learning and active learning methodologies. We do that with a product that gets together a set of, I think I need to click, sorry, a set of effective and innovative functionalities that assure students with guided, engaged, and autonomous learning experiences, as well as to teachers an easy way to deploy and to manage this type of learning experiences. Also, we have a multi-path technology that allows to create any type of learning path, taking the most out of the functionalities the product has, and also using a different set of methodological strategies like design thinking, metacognition, active microlearning, just-in-time content, and other. Last but not least, and since everything the students do and produce gets registered on our database, we use that data to personalize students' experience and also to create data insights both for students, teachers, and academic managers. We are not competing with LMSs. Actually, we integrate with LMSs. I'm just going to the right slide, I'm sorry. This should be going faster and alone. Okay, so we integrate with the LMSs. We have integrations with most of industry LMSs and with some proprietary LMSs too, and some partnerships also. And because changing the world is not something that happens from one day to the other, we strongly believe that we are still in the beginning. Most of our clients are still in 3 countries, although we have clients in other 20 countries now. These 120 clients represent more than 1,000 schools and universities using DreamShaper today, and more than 1 million students that use DreamShaper until nowadays. What our clients value the most are quality with scalability. Doing quality in low scale, it's easy. Doing it in higher scale, it's the big challenge, and that's where we help. Also things like efficiency and cost reduction and churn reduction, and also flexibility and reliability, not only of our product, but also of our team. Our financials are strong. We grew more than 10 times over the past 3 years. We are growing above 100% per year, and our key segment, which is higher education, is growing 200% per year. And just to finish, we have been working on our data for the past 2 years, but 6 months ago, we had this good news about generative AI, and so we are launching soon a couple of new features based on generative AI. Thank you so much, and most importantly, never stop dreaming.
Thank you. Big applause. Obrigado.
Thank you.
Sorry
thank you.
to be
No,
this.
no problem.
Here. You still have questions.
Q&A.
Not so fast. Judges, questions for
Sorry,
Joao,
sorry.
please. Anyone? No? Tick, tack, tick, tack. No one? No? We let Joao? We let him? I can
please.
see Tom's face twitching here. Like,
Well, I can't leave you without a question. So you made a very quick comment there at the end about generative AI. You could expand on that one, I'm sure. So would you mind doing so?
Yeah, sure, thank you. Thank you for that. We are actually using generative AI for 3 main things. 1, next level personalized learning paths. 2, mentoring, automatic mentoring for students. And 3, automatic co-editing for institutions to build their own learning paths in DreamShaper.
okay. There you go. Big applause for Joao.
Thank you.
Muito obrigado. And we're flying this time to Israel with a startup that I have to be honest, I actually saw the pitch and worked the pitch a little bit. And it's quite interesting because here at South Summit, we've had a lot of chats. I'll tell you that. We've seen a lot of chats that are going to help, AI chats that are going to help. This is honestly the first time when I saw the product, I was like, whoa, I want that, okay? And I see a lot of companies, I'll tell you that. But we're talking about how can we improve the students' learning without having the teacher to be involved, right? We don't have enough teachers to help everyone. But can we have a tool designed by teachers that can actually help them? And I'll tell you, and let me know at the end, if your jaw drops as much as it did when I saw this product. So please welcome Daria Vishnenkova, CEO of Educatchi. Come on.
Thank you. So this is me in high school. I often found myself very struggling while doing math homework. I felt myself helpless and alone, and maybe some of you can relate with this frustration feeling. And lots of students nowadays tend to just give up on subjects entirely at such moments, believing they are not math people or not clever enough. And moreover, there is a significant shortage of teachers who are able to support these students in pending their success. At the same time, WEF reports calling analytical thinking a vital core skill for a future, fostered by STEM subjects as math and sciences, and that's why we created Educatchi. So our interactive workbook offers students instant and adaptive and personalized support and guidance, and enables them to solve problems at their own pace. This is how it works. By By breaking down complex concepts into manageable steps, we help students understand the logical structure of each problem. We don't expect students to learn a ready solution by heart, but we help them understand and explore the logics and why they are doing each step to get to that correct answer. And this has amazing results. In 94 chances out of 100, students are able to solve similar problems after training with our system. And yes, it may seem familiar because of dialogue format, but you maybe know that ChatGPT or other language models tend to provide ready answers and not always even correct ones, and are not designed for teaching. So we are adding a thorough pedagogical layer on top of this powerful technology. And many other learning platforms we actually see as potential partners, as our technology completes other products and may increase their efficiency. Our methodology allows us to delve deeply into the learning process in each particular problem, and we can provide students with powerful insights about their challenges, and we even can predict their chances to succeed. So our first step to launch will be Brazilian market and B2B SaaS model. And we have there 2 amazing partners and planning pilots in August. And our global goal is 3% of global students market, and we are going to expand from math to other STEM subjects. And ask me about our team. Let's create a world where students are no students are left behind in their education. I'm Ranel.
Big applause for that. Thank you. Was very close, very close.
Every time I'm so passionate about the product that I don't have enough time to go after that.
Okay, judges, questions, please. There we go. No problem. No shame.
I'm not doing this
no
on
shame,
purpose,
Tom.
I promise you. Tom Morley from Ionic again. Just a quick question in terms of traction. So you talked about 6,000, I saw on the screen, 6,700 students.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure how much are they paying, what's the retention rate, what's the churn rate?
Yeah.
Just get an idea of the figures.
Great question. Those was actually 3 pilots in schools. Our goal was to develop the methodology, to gain that experience, and to see how students actually use that. So we get this result about 94% efficiency. So yeah, they are not paying customers. They are mostly in schools, mostly in public schools. And we have both amazing reviews and testimonials from students and from teachers. It's very important as we are going to communicate with schools in the first place.
Okay, and with this, Daria, thank you very much. Big applause. Thank you. Okay, we're reaching the midpoint, and now we're going all the way to Latin America, to Colombia, and we're going to be talking about how to scale course creation. As I'm a teacher, despite what you see me here, I'm also a teacher. And I can tell you it's really painful to do new courses, especially when things are changing very fast. University, higher education is trying to cope with all the changes that are going around, right? I was moderating a panel this morning on quantum computing. And there's a big issue because there's not that many degrees for quantum computing. How do you create degrees? How does your university create the subjects and all the material that you need to build that? Well, our next startup precisely is focusing on that, helping higher universities and learning and development departments create these courses at scale and as fast as it can be done. So please welcome our next speaker, Andres Núñez, founder and CEO of Greeky.
Hello. I think we can all agree that universities are like dinosaurs in danger of extinction. Why is that? Because the speed of knowledge is like a meteorite that can destroy universities and make them become like dinosaurs. But everybody criticizes universities. We say they're slow, they're rigid, they're outdated. But what happens if we lose them? Great ideas have emerged at universities, so we cannot lose universities. The solution is not to let them die. How do we save them then? We have to help them become agile institutions that can leverage the speed of knowledge to continue helping to the evolution of society. But how do you help a slow and pachydermic dinosaur become a fast and flexible Pegasus? Many have tried and have failed because they focus on the wrong areas. They do not dare to touch the essence, that is knowledge, represented in their academic portfolio. That is where Greeky transforms universities and help them become agile and flexible. And how do we do it? By becoming the factory of unlimited, agile, and flexible content for universities using 3 pillars. First one, human intelligence. We have 1,000 professors in 20 countries of Latin America that use our second pillar, Greeky Genius, powered by AI, to create unlimited courses. And then we have our third pillar, more than 10,000 courses from the best content education providers to create learning playlists. In this way, we grow the portfolio of universities so that they can focus on what matters most, applying knowledge. We put all together in a lifelong learning platform. We accelerate by 10x the content production, reduce costs in 90%, increase enrollment by 15%, decrease a student dropout rate by 10%, and we do this in a matter of 4 to 6 weeks instead of 6 months. We have a flexible business model, $30 per student per year, or $2,500 per customizing a complete course. This way, we tap into a blue ocean of $25 billion, $2.5 billion in Latin America. And we have been growing steadily because we do this by customizing courses different to our competitors. We are in 20 countries, 60 universities that reach 700,000 students, and we are ready to scale to Brazil, USA, Europe, and APEC. We are in $2.8 million at this moment. We expect to be at $8.6 million for 2026, and we're raising a $2 million extension of our seed round. I was born in a university when I was 5 years old when my family created a university. So my team and I, we have more than 100 years of experience in higher education. And we're ready to save universities and not let the universities become the next blockbuster of universities. Thank you.
Thank you, Andres. Thank you very much. Man, you have 100 years of experience. You're really old, dude. Okay, judges, questions, please. Come on, this side of my judges are not asking any questions. Come on, we have a very large... No questions, judges? Go ahead, Tom.
Hi, sorry. Just a question. So you had 2 different charging models. You had the 2,500, you had 30 euros a month. Could you tell us what the split is in sort of invoicing between the 2?
Yes, we have the platform with 10,000 courses. We charge $30 per student per year for access to that platform with white label for the universities. They can create customized playlists. And then we have the content production, customized content production. We do minimum of 10, and it's $2,500 per course. So the affiliation model for platform and then for the customization.
What proportion of invoicing comes from each stream?
Today is 60% platform, but clients tell you what to do. And they're asking us, Andres, I love the platform, but we want you to create customized courses. And now we're doing more than 150 courses a month for universities. So, and then behind comes the platform with 10,000 courses that they can use for lifelong learning.
Okay, big applause for Andres. Thank you very much, Andres. Big applause, come on. I believe we were discussing if Andres was here in 2020 or something like that, because he's been with us before. Now, I'm a big fan of a simulation, right? We have now the capacity to simulate a lot of environments and a lot of interactions. And sadly, sometimes there's this idea that that's only helpful for entertainment. So when you talk about video games, for example, people go like, oh yeah, that's entertainment. I'm going to play the video games. Now, thankfully, we're waking up to the idea or the concept that those video games that a lot of people play to entertain can actually replicate very real situations and interactions between human beings, right? And situations that happen in companies, between teams. Now, what if we use this tool to enhance the interaction, the retention of tech talent, the cohesion of the teams that you have in a company? Well, precisely to talk about that, how you empower teams and employees through online dynamics and virtual experiences, please welcome the dynamic duo, Pedro Diezma, CTO, and Aneta Jasinka, CEO of Clever Play.
Good afternoon. My name is Aneta Jasinska. I'm CEO of Clever Play. Clever Play is a company that specializes in empowering, training, and motivating employees and teams through virtual experiences, including the metaverse. Our gamification platform and its solutions cover the whole employee life cycle, all the stages that an employee goes through within a company.
Hi. How we are going to connect the employee's life cycle with employees. We have nearly more than 15 experiences just to connect in different areas. So we are able to connect the hiring, when they retire, the team building, and different of these points. So what we are doing is just, we have a dashboard, so any company could connect all of this solution. One of the things is that the potential is that any company could create their own gamification experience just with a few clicks and uploading their own content or using our own catalog. But here you can use our own solution just for talent, learning, or entertainment. So we are covering all the needs of the different companies and the talent. But we have some innovation here. What is the innovation? What is different? We are using different algorithms just to detect the personality of the different potential employees, or even just to create teams that they are working quite well together. But the real magic that we have, and it is unique, is the text to gamification. What is text to gamification? Now with the artificial intelligence generative, you could write with a prompt what is the game you want, and immediately you are going to have your own game ready to use in your company. You could try in our stand, because this is a real magic. Okay, we are using the last cutting-edge technology to create games just from tests. So we have a step in the future, and we are really want that the metaverse is going to be part of the future, and we are creating some solutions in the metaverse. We are having solutions in portals, in sandbox, and in different metaverse, just to improve this experience, and the companies could start just to use in their own workers. They could go in the metaverse to find some different characters and to interact with them, just to get information from them, or just to learn new things. The roadmap is in the near future. We are going to increase the metaverse experiences. We are going to improve our editor. We have a team, a highly skilled team with different skills, technology, marketing, operations. So thank you very much.
That was the right slide. You got the right slide. Big applause. Big applause. Come on for Aneta and Pedro. Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you.
And judges, questions. There you go. One there. They beat you to it, Tom.
Hello,
Just
thank you very much. I would like to know how do you actually charge the customers? I understood that you're a B2B, but I don't know whether the different kind of...
We have two business models. One of the business models is those big companies that they want a very tailored solution, and they ask for this tailored solution, so we are creating the solution just with a specific price for them. And we have a subscription model where you can enter in the dashboard, and then in the dashboard you could create your own experience or configure any kind of solution without any intervention from us, from the team. So we have these two business models.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. Big applause. Aneta and Pedro. Big applause. Come on. This is nearly the end. We're nearly getting there. 2 more startups and we're done. We're having fun. Good. We're learning. We're investing. Well, okay, we'll get there. Okay, so we're flying again back to Colombia and talking about how to include and close the skill gap of young adults in Latin America. This is a really dramatic situation, especially for the most vulnerable ones. Now, what is very clear is that the current system doesn't work. So to talk about how to fix that, how to reinvent a system that actually helps and really pushes people that need to close that skill gap, we have our next startup. So please welcome Jorge García Garzón, CEO and co-founder of Cuepa EduTech.
Hi, my name is Jorge Garcia. I am the co-founder of Cuepa. So I want to start with a question for you. Raise your hand if you got your college degree before turning 28. Raise your hand. That's the vast majority of the audience. You know, that's not the reality outside of this room. Allow me to introduce Esmeralda. She's a 28-year-old young adult from Colombia. She's the mother of 2 daughters. About 10 years ago, she graduated from high school. And after that, she got immediately into the workforce, basically doing whatever was available to bring food to the table. And she couldn't continue studying. Esmeralda's story is not unique. It reflects the reality of many young adults in Latin America. Formal education has failed the vast majority of the population. Out of 100 people that start primary school, only 8 will graduate from higher education, leading to increased informality and lower wages. That's why we created Cuepa. Cuepa is a net-tech company that designs and implements fast, flexible, and affordable programs, educational programs, that improve the employability of young adults in the short term. We deliver all our programs primarily online through a proprietary software that leverages data to improve academic achievement, acquisition and service cost, and ultimately promote retention. We basically have all the programs that we need to connect a student with the labor market, including high school remediation, technical education, and higher education. But you know what? We have done it better. We created a model that disassembles the formal degrees and allows the students to simultaneously obtain the certifications that the industry is demanding. For example, our systems engineer will graduate in 3 years, but with 3 formal degrees and 8 industry certifications. All of it without paying any additional money or time. Typically, our students are between 16 and 25 years old and pay around $50 per month, or are sponsored to study for free. In 2022, we had almost 7,000 students, 91% of them coming from low-income households. Their main motivation is to change their lives and their families. None of this will be possible without a team that combines the expertise, talent, and disruptive thinking in education, technology, employability, and data analytics. Thanks to them, this year we are duplicating our revenue compared to last year. What's next? Basically, we will create and launch 12 new programs in the next 12 months, and we will integrate more AI tools into our ecosystem to maintain our position as the cheapest alternative for online formal education. Let's work together to create a new way to learn for all. Thanks.
I love your energy, Jorge. Really, at this point in the afternoon, we need your energy.
Yeah,
Very good.
We need to compete with the cocktail, you know?
Okay, judges, questions for Jorge, please. Questions? You don't see it from there, but I can see Tom going like,
Alvaro here from Boost Capital. My question is, are your courses approved by the state? Do students get any sort of recognition that enables them to then go and apply for a specific job that is state-backed or recognized by the institutions?
You know, I was expecting that question, and it allowed me to introduce something that is very important here. You know that the educational world is changing a lot. As Andres was saying, the reality is that universities and all the educational institutions need to reinvent themselves. But the labor market is not ready for that. The labor market is still asking for formal approved institutions that issue diplomas. So our main challenge is that all of our programs are recognized by either the Ministry of Education or the Secretary of Education of every place in which we operate. But we disassembled it, as I presented, and allowed the students to work like a Lego system, you know, that they are building their own certification, but at the end, they are assistant engineers, business entrepreneurs, and that's it. Yeah?
Okay, good. Big applause to Jorge. Thank you so much, Jorge. And last but not least, our last startup for the block. And this is really interesting. When you're doing education and students are failing or things are not working as they should, there's two things that normally happen. First one is no one knows this. So if a student is failing, few teachers actually realize that that student is failing until the grades come, obviously. And the second one is even if you notice this, very few teachers have the knowledge or the know-how on what do I need to do to help this student. Now, our next startup provides us both. Not just the monitoring, detecting, and understanding that something is not working as it should, but actually giving you the materials that are going to fix and correct what's going wrong. So please welcome our last startup. Big applause for Radmila Gurkova, COO of Oxinity.
This is how we collect data in our schools today. And this is totally inefficient. We teach for the average, and sadly, we see the result of our work at the end, when there is no time to react. And students are the ones who fail, never us. But this can change today. We can unlock the inefficiency of this $4 trillion industry by looking at the data. My name is Radmila Gurkova. I'm the CEO of Oxinity. Let's get started. Artificial intelligence allows us to provide the right content in real time and adapt it to the students' needs. Now, let's take a look at the EdTech sector. It produces a large amount of information every day, but the data are scattered in thousands of apps. Imagine that these apps could share information for each student. We would achieve two amazing things. First, a personalized map of knowledge, allowing each student to understand, to learn up to 100% of the objectives. No one is left behind. A dream come true. And second, we would understand the patterns that help students learn faster and take teaching to the next level. That's how we can provide tailored content for teachers in real time. We need an intercommunication protocol between apps to be able to act upon learning as it happens and give students the key to decrypt their information and share it with teachers. EdTech startups have to collaborate. We need to share information. In Oxinity, imagine a GPS. We map the fastest route to accelerate learning. Imagine a book that magically removes the pages you already know and only shows you the content you haven't acquired yet. Our team has created 4 amazing tools to collect inputs from students and provide personalized content for teachers in real time. Now, our team has gathered a collaborative community of more than 2,000 teachers who have designed more than 25,000 activities. Now, we have validated our project with languages, the most accessible and cost-effective market for us. But what we have built is a scalable product that can serve the global market for any subject. We can start operating in less than 20 minutes in any market, which makes us super scalable. Thousands of apps appeared after the pandemic. A new way of teaching and learning is awaiting. We need to collaborate. We need to talk. And most importantly, our apps have to talk. Information must be shared. This revolution has already started. Want to be part of it? We do, with you. Thank you.
Oh, right on time. Perfect. Okay, judges, final question for a final startup, please.
Yeah.
There we go.
Thank you very much. I'd like to understand how you're actually planning to collect all that private data from all those different companies in order to get all that insights.
Okay. So, look, what we have created are all the protocols for that to happen. And let's say that in education we are falling behind. Look at other sectors, they've done it. FinTech has done it. So what it takes is to create a protocol that would encrypt the information and then allow students to decrypt it. With that information shared with the teachers, we're much more powerful. Teachers have the information, and most importantly, they can only have the content to fix it.
Good. Okay, final applause for Radmila. Thank you very much, Radmila.